my name is Krista Cower. What is your name?
Nicole Frank.
Hi, Miss Nicole Frank. What would you like to be called?
Nicole.
Nicole? So I can call you Nicole for the rest of this interview today?
That would be great, thanks.
Okay, awesome. So I'm a student with UAF, and the purpose of this interview is for me to complete my comprehensive video assignment. So we have about 15 to 20 minutes today, and I'm going to be letting you do most of the talking, and I'll be listening. Before we get to that, though, I have to disclose to you my role as a mandated reporter. If you disclose to me any hints or any cues of self-harm or harming a child or a vulnerable adult, I will have to report that to the authorities. So do you understand my role as a mandated reporter?
I do.
Okay, awesome. So what brings you here today?
So, I've been feeling unsatisfied at work, and I haven't had health insurance for the last year and a half. I'm 34. I also need a new IUD.
Oh.
And I'd like to get tested for sexually transmitted infections and diseases as well, because, that's what you do as a responsible adult. In addition to which, I haven't had treatment for my acne or any of my other problems since I left Nicaragua a year and a half ago, where everything I needed was, at a reasonable cost. So the plan has opened up. It's the open enrollment for the Obamacare, healthcare stuff. So this week I went to go sign up for it because I don't get health insurance through my work. I don't get any benefits through my work. And I don't make a livable wage unless I bill lots of extra hours, which is really sort of dependent on the month and dependent on where cases are, and also dependent on how motivated I am, because I'm always worried that we're not going to have enough business the next month.
I see.
So I filled out all of my stuff, and the only plan that is even feasible for me is going to be over $200 a month, which is, over $400 reduced. So it's like a, $650 plan, but I don't have $200 extra a month. And I'm 34 years old, and I live in a very expensive place. And even if I get this plan, the only hospital I can go to, the only one in the state, the only one in the country, is here in Nome.
I see.
So, I am unsure what to do on that because I need health insurance. I also need to pay my bills. And, I don't know, there was a job posting that's due next Tuesday for a federal job in Juneau.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm also trying to decide if I want to consider applying for that, even though I don't want to move.
Yeah.
Because I need a livable salary, and I need a health insurance.
Yes, absolutely. So I just want to make sure that I'm hearing you correctly. It sounds like you are unsatisfied with your place of work. You are lacking health insurance, adequate health insurance. The only health insurance that you can be approved for, you can't afford. And you need health insurance. We all need health insurance. It's important. However, you also have a life. You live in an expensive place, and you have bills to pay. How is this not having insurance a problem for you?
So today I fell helping the mayor who had also fallen. And the first thing I thought when I hit the ground was, oh fuck, I don't have health insurance. Which should not be the first thing you think. Because I can't even go to the doctor for that. I can't go to the doctor for literally anything. Also, I do not want to get pregnant because I do not want to have an abortion. And that
Right.
is what I would do if I got pregnant.
Right.
And I really don't want to ask my parents to see if they would splurge to help me pay for an abortion. Like, that's just not something you want to do in your mid-30s.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not going to not have sex when I have the opportunity, if that ever happens again, because I live in Nome, where
Right.
vaginas go to die. I also can't even get to Anchorage, to like the only place that has like a free clinic, which still is sliding scale based and blah 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 blah, because I don't have enough money or enough miles. And the only miles I do have are from the last trip I took home, which my mom paid for, which means I just owe her more money.
Yeah.
So we're applying for this contract, which if we got would mean that I would make a livable salary starting in July. So I've been at my job for 6 months, or I will be as of Monday, or as of tomorrow actually, and that's another 6 months that I have to hope to God nothing happens, and hope I don't get pregnant, and whatever. But also, we don't know if we're gonna get it, and I don't know when they make that determination. And I mean, it would mean getting to stay where I want to stay, and I don't want to give up my housing, because I have like a sweet housing deal.
Yeah.
And I love my place. That's like one of the only things I love, because like my whole big friend group broke up recently, and so like I'm not really sure what my priorities should be, or how to take care of myself.
Well, let's focus. What are your biggest concerns right now? I mean, it sounds like the no health insurance is the big problem.
It's the no money that's the big problem.
Oh, so the reason we're here today is because you don't have any money?
Yes.
Okay. I see. Well, it sounds like you have a great job.
I mean, I like some parts of my job, but it's a lot of administrative stuff. Like, we don't have any administrative help. So I do a lot of things that I thought I was doing administrative stuff before, and now I do like way more of it. And I don't like it, and I end up doing a lot of stuff pro bono, which it's not always my choice to do that, which I don't appreciate. And I don't know, I'm not motivated. I'm not motivated to do more at work, because I just don't know. Like, I didn't know for a long time if I was even going to have a job in a couple months. So, you know, and I never know if we're going to have more clients the next month. So I never know. If I do so much work on a case this month, am I going to have business next month? Am I going to meet my minimum billable hours? I don't know. And I also, it's all up front, right? Like multiple friends have suggested getting a second job. And if there was a second job where it wasn't like, didn't look like I was poor, because people don't want their lawyer to be poor.
Right.
They have expectations, and
so it sounds like you're really unhappy with your job. You are, now correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like you are assigned tasks that you shouldn't be doing.
No. It's like, we just don't, like, that is this practice. Like, we don't have support staff. So you do everything yourself. Which just means you're doing a lot of non-lawyer work. Whereas, like, public interest law in general, you do a lot of administrative stuff. But, like, generally private stuff, you don't do a lot of you do a lot more, like, actual stuff, because that's where you make the money, is billable hours. But, like, the administrative stuff mostly isn't billable hours. And yet that's the stuff that, like, and also I just hate administrative stuff, and I put it off, and I procrastinate it, and I love that I don't have set hours that I have to be at work. Like, I love that I can take off whatever time I want, as long as I get my hours in.
You're right.
I love those things. I love the flexibility, and I love that I can, you know, get involved in local politics without you know, the state getting mad and you know, like I can do fun things like that. And those are things I care about a lot. Those are things that are like really that I love. But at the same time, I don't know how to make this. I thought that if I just got the job that I wanted and the place that I wanted, that things would work out. And they're not.
And they're not working out.
And I don't know what to do. I mean, like, the health insurance is, like, my big thing right now because I need it. And, like, I have to enroll. Like, I have to enroll. But I don't have the extra money.
Right.
So I don't know what to do.
So you're at, like, this double-edged sword with your job.
Yeah.
Like, you love it, but...
And there are literally no other law jobs in town. None.
In town. And you want to stay here.
And I want to stay.
Right.
And so without this, like, if we can get the contract, it'll make a huge difference. But then my health insurance will also be more, as will my student loans.
Uh-huh.
Because when I make more money, they get to each take a percentage.
Well, let me ask you something. I have kind of a strange question for you. But bear with me. What if you went to bed and you woke up and a miracle had happened, but you didn't know that this miracle had happened because you were asleep? What would be different about that day?
What do you mean? Like, what miracle?
Well, if you woke up and a miracle happened that solved all these problems.
You mean I had health insurance and enough money?
Sure.
Have a support staff?
Well, what would that look like?
What would it
look like to have a support staff? What would it look like to have health insurance? What would your day be like? You would wake up and what?
I would be a hell of a lot more motivated to go to work.
What else?
I would have a vehicle that didn't have to seatbelt the door in if people opened it in the winter because the lock is frozen on the passenger side.
Mm-hmm.
That would happen. I would, like, not be stressed all the time about money, which also means that I would be thinner because I would not be stress eating.
Right.
And I would be working out more also because I'd be more motivated to go. I would go to more craft classes. I would write. I would not work as much, but I'd be more productive at work. It's not that I don't want to work. It's not that I don't want to be a lawyer. It's not that I don't want to be here. I just, you know, would like to enjoy it more. And, like, not always having reliable transportation and not always having, like, I picked up a friend recently who opened my passenger side door, which then got frozen open.
Oh, no.
So I had to make them hold my door while we drove. Had the gall to complain that I hit a pothole, parked too close to a fence, and that they couldn't get the door closed. And I almost dropped them back off because, you know what? You can't make fun of me for being poor. I draw a line.
Yeah.
It took me like 2 weeks to get the door to shut, so it wasn't bungee strapped and seat belted in. And it took me sitting in the car long enough to waste enough gas to get it warm enough for a long enough period to shut it. But, like, this is not what I imagined 34 to look like.
Yeah.
And I just can't, I can't even imagine. Oh, I would go on vacations. I would leave.
Yeah.
I would, like, date people in other locations.
Yeah.
Like, I would go regularly to Anchorage and hang out with friends. I would go see my best friend and her 3 children, who I have met all of once, in New York. I would go to California and see my good friend, you know, Elizabeth, and I would go surfing again. You know, like, I would
do all these great things.
I would also go out to eat at least once a month.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like, all the things that I used to, like, that I couldn't function because I was so depressed and so anxious about shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was in such a bad place that, like, I spent all this money that, like, on things that just, like, to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
And now I just wish that I had that, that, like, I'm in a place in my life now where I would appreciate having that much money.
Yeah.
Or having half of that much money.
Yeah. So it sounds like if this miracle were to happen, you would have people helping you at work, and you would have a working car, and you would be exercising more.
And going to the grocery store.
And you would have time for yourself, and you'd be able to travel, and you do all these things. How important, you said that this community only has so many positions available for your position.
Yeah.
How important for you on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most important, 1 being the least important, is living in this community for you?
It's been a 10, which is why I haven't left.
Oh, okay.
So I'd still say it's like a 9.
You'd say it's a 9?
Yeah.
Okay. So why not a 10?
Because sometimes things just aren't feasible.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know where I'm going with this.
How important is my job to me?
How important is your job to you?
Or being a lawyer? 10.
How important is having health insurance?
So far, it's been at like a 1. But I think that I can feel myself getting more depressed every day. I feel myself getting more anxious. So I feel like health insurance is going to be like an 8.
Yeah.
Although the mental health insurance it's $60 a pop to try to see a counselor, so I'm still not going to be able to afford it.
Do you think that there is a small achievable goal that you could come up with, or perhaps getting a second job or some kind of income to afford this health insurance?
I mean, theoretically, I could, try to sell some crafts. I could try to do some of the other stuff. It's just that, then you have to deal with sales tax issues and business issues, or you have to sell things consignment, and you also have to be motivated to make it all and do it all, and I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in order to be that motivated again, something's going to have to change, and I don't know what it is.
So can we talk about you not being motivated for a little bit? Is that okay if we talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what does not being motivated look like to you? Because it sounds like to me like you're pretty freaking motivated. You have a full-time job, you're into crafting, you have all these hobbies, and you've sold consignment and crafts and stuff. What is driving you to not be motivated right now?
I don't want to go to work every day.
Well, nobody wants to go to work every day.
Yes, they do. Even if they don't want to go to work every day, they at least want to go to work 1 day a week, or they at least somewhat like their job. Maybe not everyone does, but I feel like if you spent $250,000 on your law school education, and you spent, however many tens of thousands of dollars on your undergrad, you have the job you want.
Mm-hmm.
You should be motivated to at least get up in the morning. All I want to do is lay around and watch TV and sleep. I don't even want to read books. I don't want to dread going to work every day.
It sounds like you don't like your job very much.
I don't.
Well.
But that took a long time to admit, because this is what I want to be doing where I want to be doing it. It's just that, it's not how I want to be doing it.
Mm-hmm. How would you want to be doing it?
With a support staff and like without having people question my decisions on like, you know what, I don't want my clients to be white men. I don't want my clients to be white men. And the majority of my clients are white men. And sometimes they're not. But the white men, they take all your energy. They zap it. It is, I can't deal with the white men. I don't get enough money to deal with white men every month. Like, I want a job where I don't have to make nice with things I disagree with and with their sexist bullshit in order to make any money. Like, I shouldn't be having to try to keep someone as a client when I think they're just being an asshole, and they're being an asshole because I'm a woman. Why can't I just be like, you know what? You disagree with me? I'm right. So you can disagree with me all you want, and there's the door. I'll send you a refund check. I'm going to withdraw from this case, thank you. Which is what I would like to do. Now, for my clients who don't have money, I don't care. They can be assholes. I don't love it that they're assholes, but they can be assholes. Most of them have very traumatic histories. They don't have any money. They have whatever. And they don't think that they're somehow entitled in the same way. But when I have to suck up and make nice to white men so that they give me money, like, I'm just like whoring out to their idea of what I have to, like, I'm sucking up to them. Like, why am I sucking up to them? Like, I'm the one with the degree. Like, you don't like my opinion? Who fucking cares? Again, there's the goddamn door. And I can't do that in the job I have.
Because they're your clients.
Oh no, that's what I would do if I wouldn't even take, for instance, male DUI clients. I would charge them double or triple the rates. And I would say, nope. And also, you don't get a refund on this. You're going to give me $6,000 to $9,000 for your first DUI. And you don't get anything back. You can get like maybe a quarter of it or something back if you don't like the way I represent you. Because somebody asked me recently, like, oh, is it because white men, like, they know their rights? And, like, other people don't? I was like, do you mean, they're like, so they can, like, Google them? I was like, I mean, maybe they have the money to Google them. But, like, that's not. They don't treat you like, they treat you just like I'm sure they treat their doctors, right? I'm sure they tell their doctors, I looked up stuff on the internet and you're wrong. It's the same thing, and I don't see why I have to put up with it. Like, and the suggestion of, well, I can take the case if you really want, doesn't make me feel better. You know, like, instead, why don't you just say to them, like, look, her opinion's right. If you don't like it, there's the door. I just feel very undervalued by certain clients, and also I'm terrified all the time. Because I don't know how to do all this stuff. And then when I ask questions, people just like, I don't know, people just assume I know how to do things, and then I get like, people just assume that I'm good at things, or I know how to do things, or whatever. Even at work with my colleagues, like, and there's like all these questions, and I ask questions, and then I feel like they don't think I'm competent. Like, I just feel like I'm not competent all the time. And it just, like, on things that I don't know really well. And it scares the shit out of me. Because I'm paid to be that person who, like, is competent. And it's not that I'm not competent in general, it's just that, like, I don't know, all these different kinds of cases have different timelines. I'm like, they're not what I'm used to, you know? Like, and the rules are different. And, like, I don't have a mentor. Like, I don't have someone who I trust to check in with, because the person that is there most, and the person I can check in with most, is also the person I disagree with the most. Like, we just have professional disagreements about different ways to do things, or how things work, and, like, and they're both fine approaches. But, like, I'm not necessarily going to trust that person's opinion on how I should do it because I know that that's not the way I do things.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just don't, and I'm just terrified all the time that I'm fucking things up. So that's just like the additional stress on top of like, so that's why work isn't fun.
Okay.
So yeah, so
I kind of want to summarize
okay.
everything you told me. I'm getting mixed feelings about how you feel about your job, because you've told me, you know, you love the flexibility, you love that you can be involved in politics with this job. It's what you want to be doing in a community where you want to be living, but now you're doing it, and now you're not liking it so you're not liking it as much as you thought you were gonna like it. You're not making any money. You're not motivated. Your clientele is either unknown, if it's even going to be there, and when you do have clientele, a majority of them are, as you say, white men, which you don't like. You are feeling incompetent, underappreciated. The cases are not what you're used to. Am I right so far? Am I hitting it? And you don't have a mentor.
Yeah,
and even if you did, it sounds like you wouldn't trust their mentoring anyway, because you think that that's not what you would feel is right.
Well,
or correct.
The only person there who could act as a mentor, really, I have two bosses, but one of them is in the middle of retiring, so I mean, it's a 3-person firm, and the other thing is that, like, in addition, in October, 3 of my really good friends left, and our entire friend group just, like, blew up in November, and I basically haven't hung out with almost anyone since, because it's volatile, and the ones I want to hang out with are working 2 jobs and doing different things, and the other ones I honestly don't want to see. So, yeah, it's just like a lot of things at once, I think, but I don't see an end. I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, like, and I don't know when we'd find out if we get this contract, which is the only light that I even see. Unless my old job opens up again. I don't know what to do, and I just, like, don't feel like my time here is over, and I don't want to leave. But I don't know what else to do. Because I did the whole 5 jobs for 5 months thing, and I can't. It killed me. Like, it just zapped all my energy. After being unemployed and, like, starting my own business and, like, doing a bunch of stuff, like, and I just don't have anything left. And, I don't have anyone to share expenses with, and I don't have anyone to share, like, the shit with, like, I don't have anyone on my side at the end of every day. So, yeah.
Considering this being a public defender, it's what you want to do.
I didn't actually. It's what I wanted to do for years, and I thought that, like, I didn't want to do it again. And I think that I might be wrong about that. Like, I don't ever want to be in that crazy mindset anymore. Like, I don't ever want to get sucked in and think that my job is my life, or think that that you're saving people, or get into any of that crap mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never want to do that again, ever. But like but actual criminal law is awesome, and it's by far my favorite thing I do. And I like the clients a lot better. They're completely unreasonable. A lot. But they never, as much as they expect me to answer their calls or me to whatever, and they get mad when you don't because you never have enough time for any of them.
Mm-hmm.
They also want you to go pick berries, and they want you to have friends, and they want you to like do all the things in the community because those are the things that matter to them, and they think they should matter to you. And when I live in a town that is 60 to 70% native, and in a region that, I mean, most of the villages are 95+% native, it is very weird to have mostly white clientele. And I feel like the big discrepancy between who has money and power and who doesn't is really played out in my office. And I don't feel like I want to be on the side I am a lot, even though I feel like it's really cool to get to help people in different facets. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't have to stick with the criminal. I can be like, oh, and let me help you with this protective thing, and let me help you with this. Like, oh, we can, you could do a living will. You could, like, there are so many more things. Oh, I can help you with your custody. Like, you can do a holistic thing, which is cool, but only for people who can afford that. And you really just see the power play out. And I don't like being on the side of the oppressor.
So it sounds like you've had the opportunity to see both sides of the spectrum. Whereas when you were working for the state, you were helping people who couldn't afford a public defender. Whereas now you're working for a private practice. Your clients have money, and it's just a totally different.
Yeah, and I still have some public defender clients, and you can just really tell the difference.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that I was going to like the clients. I didn't realize that. I mean, public defender clients are a certain type generally,
mm-hmm.
but I didn't realize that I would appreciate that at any point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I just have a lot more appreciation for those clients, and really it's just public interest in general, because the stuff I do with native corporations, even though you get paid for that, that's really cool. I think that stuff is cool.
Yeah.
And I think that sort of anything in public interest, I'm starting to realize it's just more my style. It's always been more my style, and
mm-hmm.
this job is I love that anybody can come in and I can talk to them about a million different things, but I also don't know if general practice is just my thing. I think I sort of like specialized fields. I think I like, again, your clients are different people when you're working in public interest, and they often are not. I mean, they're more vulnerable in a million different ways, and I just feel like even if you don't do anything for them, in the end,
mm-hmm.
I just feel better about it at the end of the day.
How do you feel now after talking with me about this?
I still have no idea what the fuck I'm gonna do. But I feel like that is, that's just who I am. This is the longest I've ever been in any one place. This will be my 5th Christmas here. It's my 4th Thanksgiving. Or no, it's my 4th Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is the longest. I mean, even though I took a 6-month break, it's the longest I've ever been anywhere since college. And then since I was 18. So, it's been 16 years of just moving around and whatever, and so I feel I don't know, I think it would be I want to stay, why else would I be here if I didn't,
right.
And I just, so that's the thing is, I just don't know what it is that has to give, and I don't know I don't know what happens. I don't know when things are supposed to just work out. Because at some point they have to, right?
Well, in a way, they kind of are. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was unemployed. I did 5 jobs for 5 months. And then, yeah. So I don't know.
I want to praise you for coming in and talking with me today. That was very brave of you to be so vulnerable and to share with me all this heavy stuff.
Yes, sorry.
You have a very strong personality. You're very intelligent. You know what you want.
I don't. That's the problem.
But you do, because you don't want to. You know that you don't want to leave here. You know that you want to stay. You have realized with working with your job what kind of people you want to help, and you've realized that you know what kind of clientele that you work best with and that you enjoy working with, and you also know that you like working in criminal law. That is your favorite thing. You know what you want. You know what you like, and you know what you want. I think it's just a matter of for you, I think it might be a matter of finding your place in the community with a job that you love. And unfortunately, I don't know if that maybe it can happen here, but maybe it can, maybe it can't. And I can see how that can be scary for you. But you can't say that you don't know what you want, because you do. You know?
It's true.
Clearly you do. I want to thank you for coming in today. This has been great for me, and hopefully it's been great for you. I wanted to hopefully establish maybe some first steps to maybe a small goal that we can come up with to try to help you shine just a little bit more this week. Something maybe we can work on to get you a little more motivated to go to enjoy at work. Or can you think of any goals that you might, small achievable goals that you might want to work on?
I need to stop procrastinating so much when I'm super stressed out about something.
Okay, and how would you go about procrastinating?
I just procrastinate. I just don't do it. I do other things. I find other things to do so that I don't do it.
Are you referring to hobbies?
No, well, that too, but work stuff. If I'm really dreading something, or I don't know how to do it, or I'm like whatever, I put it off, which of course makes it a million times worse.
What would life look like for you if you were to stop procrastinating?
I would need a schedule, but the thing is, I need accountability, and it's really hard for me to do anything without accountability, and generally someone else, because I need motivation and accountability together.
What would life look like if you continue to procrastinate?
I'm gonna do really poorly at my job and get fired. And I'm never gonna get any of my crafts done, and they're just gonna sit here in projects until summer, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, but it's sunny and it's beautiful, I can't be inside working on things. Per usual.
Well, we don't want you to get fired.
And also I just need, it's hard to get to the gym unless somebody else goes, or I've been having ceramics on Wednesday night, so I don't go to Zumba that night.
Mm-hmm.
And city council's on Monday nights, and that's when Zumba also is. So, if there's a work session, it starts at 6 and not 7, and so I go to that instead. But being involved in city politics, as much as I sometimes really hate it, is, one of the highlights of my life right now.
It's something you enjoy.
It's not only something I enjoy, but now I made so many friends because of it.
Yeah.
Which are, real friends, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Also, I like having power and wielding it.
I want to see you again next week, and I want to maybe explore with you a little bit on how you're working on stopping the procrastinating. And it can be with anything. It can be with hobbies, it can be with work. Just something small and achievable that we can work towards for the next time we meet.
Okay.
Does that sound like a plan?
Sure. I'll work on that.
Even just once a week, even just one little thing a day. Again, I want to thank you so much for coming in. You're so brave and so full of life and power, and I hope that you can see that. And don't ever think that you don't know what you want, because you know what you want. Because I just wrote a bunch of it down. So, well, it was very nice to meet you.
You too, thank you.
And I will talk to you soon.
Okay.
Oh.